Darren Aronofsky's filmography is renowned for its thought-provoking endings. And Black Swan is no exception. Starring Oscar winner Natalie Portman as a ballerina consumed by her obsessive pursuit of perfection. Black Swan has earned its place as a masterful character study and a deep dive into the tortured artist archetype. This psychological thriller explores the toxic myths surrounding artistic brilliance and the high cost of achieving it. As seen through the lens of Portman's character, Nina Sayers. In a reimagining of Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, Nina is cast in the dual roles of the White Swan, Odette, and the Black Swan, Odile. With Mila Kunis's Lily positioned as her potential rival. As Nina's paranoia about being replaced by Lily grows, she spirals into madness, a descent vividly captured in the film's chilling, open-ended finale. The final moments of Black Swan, where Nina smiles at the camera, have sparked endless debates and fan theories. The film's conclusion mirrors the haunting ambiguity of Natalie Portman's other roles, such as in May-December, leaving audiences pondering its meaning even over a decade later. True to Aronofsky's signature style, which often blends allegory with surrealism, the reality of the ending is deliberately left uncertain. Was the final scene a triumphant moment of artistic transcendence or merely a delusion born of Nina's fractured mind? The answer remains a mystery, ensuring Black Swan continues to captivate and provoke audiences with its brilliance. Nina's hallucination, the shocking twist of Black Swan. The duality of Black Swan takes center stage as Nina embodies both the innocent Odette and the sinister Odile. Diving deep into the film's psychological horror, during the ballet's second act, Nina begins to falter in her role as Odette. Desperate to stay on track, she rushes to the dressing room, where she confronts her rival, Lily. In a moment of madness, she stabs Lily to death and, without hesitation, returns to the stage, now consumed by Odile's dark energy. But the film's climactic twist reveals a chilling truth. Lily's death was nothing more than a hallucination. Nina had actually stabbed herself in the abdomen. True to her obsessive dedication as an artist, Nina presses on, performing the final act as the dying Odette. The ballet concludes with her dramatic fall onto a mattress and the roar of thunderous applause from the audience. Yet, in true Aronofsky fashion, the surreal elements of the film leave viewers haunted. Lily's supposed death serves as a shocking extension of Nina's growing instability, an unraveling already foreshadowed throughout the story. From her imagined sexual encounter with Lily to her literal transformation into the Black Swan, Nina's fractured psyche dominates the narrative. The moment where Lily morphs into Nina's doppelganger during the stabbing scene serves as a striking metaphor for Nina's inner turmoil. This, combined with earlier moments showing scratch marks on her back, evidence of self-harm tied to her hallucinations, paints a vivid picture of a woman consumed by the relentless pursuit of perfection. In the end, Black Swan blurs the line between reality and delusion, leaving viewers questioning not only Nina's sanity but also the cost of her artistic brilliance. Does Nina die at the end of Black Swan? The mystery explained. In the climactic final performance of Black Swan, Nina achieves the perfection she has so obsessively pursued. Her movements are flawless, her presence electrifying, and her transformation into the Black Swan seemingly complete. But as the curtains close, a darker question emerges. Does Nina survive her moment of triumph? Throughout the performance, the wound on her abdomen, self-inflicted during her hallucinatory battle with her darker self, remains open and bleeding. As Nina falls onto the mattress backstage, the audience sees her succumb to her injuries. Despite the chaos that ensues, with her director, Thomas, and the crew frantically calling for help, Nina's final words reveal a startling serenity. "Perfect. I was perfect." While it's possible the medical team arrived in time to save her, the film's fade to white leaves her fate ambiguous. Darren Aronofsky, known for weaving religious and symbolic undertones into his work, The Fountain Mother, uses this moment to blur the line between reality and transcendence. As Nina gazes upward, bathed in the stage lights, one interpretation suggests a symbolic ascent to heaven. Her final expression, a mix of peace and fulfillment, suggests that in her mind, she has achieved her ultimate goal. Whether she lives or dies, her purpose has been fulfilled. and she has found solace in her artistry. For Nina, survival is secondary to her unrelenting pursuit of perfection. Aronofsky's masterstroke lies in leaving us with this haunting uncertainty. Was her sacrifice worth it? Or is her perfection only beautiful because it comes at such a tragic cost? Black Swan, a bold reimagining of Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. Natalie Portman's powerhouse performance in Black Swan doesn't just depict Nina's artistic and psychological unraveling. It cleverly subverts the very play she's performing. Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake, this iconic ballet, composed by the legendary Pyotr Tchaikovsky, is a timeless tale of love and tragedy. In the classic story, Prince Siegfried falls for Odette, a princess cursed to live as a white swan by an evil sorcerer. Complications arise when the sorcerer disguises his own daughter, Odile, as Odette, leading the prince to mistakenly pledge his love to the Black Swan. Heartbroken and betrayed, Odette takes her own life. Black Swan draws heavily on these themes and plot points, reimagining them through Nina's fractured psyche. Darren Aronofsky's film takes Swan Lake's motifs of duality and transformation and uses them to explore Nina's descent into obsession and madness. Just as Odette contends with Odile, Nina faces her own evil twin, in the form of hallucinations, manifestations of her fear and paranoia. Most notably tied to her rival, Lily. Metamorphosis is at the heart of both Swan Lake and Black Swan. Odette's physical transformation into a swan mirrors Nina's transformation into the character she portrays on stage. In a cruel twist of irony, Nina's relentless pursuit of perfection culminates in her death, aligning her fate with that of the White Swan. Her hallucinations of Lily stealing her role parallel Odette's despair as Odile replaces her in Siegfried's heart. Through its chilling narrative and stunning visuals, Black Swan serves as both a tribute to and a subversion of Swan Lake. It's a story of beauty, obsession, and the cost of perfection, leaving audiences mesmerized and haunted long after the curtain falls. Natalie Portman's transformative performance as Nina in Black Swan. When it comes to unforgettable performances, Natalie Portman's portrayal of Nina Sayers in Black Swan stands out as a masterclass in dedication and artistry. Portman fully immersed herself in the role, mirroring her character's relentless pursuit of perfection, pushing her mind and body to their limits to bring Nina's harrowing journey to life. In the film, Nina is consumed by the desire to prove she can embody both the delicate innocence of the White Swan and the dark, sensual intensity of the Black Swan. This duality drives her to the edge of her sanity, creating one of cinema's most haunting character studies. Portman, while not literally losing her grip on reality as Nina did, subjected herself to an intense transformation to convincingly play a world-class ballet dancer. Though she had some training in dance as a child, Portman dedicated herself to rigorous preparation for the role. According to Collider, she started with 2 hours of practice a day, 6 months before filming. As the project progressed, her commitment only deepened, escalating to 5 hours of training daily. And then an astonishing 8 hours a day during the final 2 months before shooting began. Her grueling schedule resulted in a staggering 20-pound weight loss, with Portman describing ballet as an almost obsessive-compulsive art. Despite the physical and emotional toll, Portman managed to avoid Nina's descent into madness, emerging from the experience stronger and more resilient. The payoff was monumental. Her performance in Black Swan earned her widespread critical acclaim, a Best Actress Oscar win, and cemented her place among Hollywood's elite. Portman's turn as Nina is not just a testament to her talent but also a powerful reminder of the sacrifices artists make to achieve greatness. Black Swan remains one of her defining works, captivating audiences with its beauty, intensity, and raw emotion, a performance that will be remembered for generations. The real meaning behind Black Swan's ending. Black Swan is a haunting tale of a tortured artist whose relentless pursuit of perfection drives her to the brink of madness. This psychological thriller stands shoulder to shoulder with other thought-provoking dramas, like the gut-wrenching finale of Whiplash, in examining the steep price of excellence. Similarly, it serves as a thematic counterpart to Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler, 2008. where Mickey Rourke portrays an aging wrestler clinging to glory despite his deteriorating physical condition. In both films, the characters push themselves beyond their limits, culminating in endings that linger in ambiguity and tragedy. Beyond its depiction of the grueling physical demands and murky politics of the ballet world, Black Swan delves deep into the fragile psyche of its protagonist, offering a poignant commentary on mental illness. Unlike some portrayals of troubled artists that glamorize or trivialize psychological struggles, Black Swan handles Nina's descent with a raw, unflinching sensitivity. Nina's unraveling is a perfect storm of external pressures and internal demons. Her overbearing mother, whose actions feed Nina's body image issues and performance anxiety, plays a pivotal role in shaping her fractured identity. Add to this a manipulative theater director who blatantly crosses personal boundaries and the looming threat of being overshadowed by the enigmatic Lily, and Nina's tragic journey toward artistic perfection feels both inevitable and heartbreaking. The film's climax is a masterclass in emotional complexity, leaving audiences awestruck by Nina's devotion to her craft while empathizing deeply with the personal cost of her sacrifice. Black Swan is not just a story about art but a harrowing exploration of the human spirit pushed to its breaking point. Why the ending of Black Swan was absolutely perfect. Black Swan stands as one of the most critically acclaimed films of the 2010s. Thanks not only to its riveting story but also to the outstanding performances, especially Natalie Portman's Oscar-winning portrayal, and Darren Aronofsky's masterful direction. From the very beginning, the film weaves a complex narrative, one that's just as much about its thematic depth and layered metaphors as it is about the literal events unfolding. It's this intricate balance that makes the ending of Black Swan nothing short of perfect, staying true to the film's unique storytelling style all the way to its haunting conclusion. At its core, Black Swan explores the relentless pursuit of perfection and the toll it exacts on artists and performers. Nina's implied death at the end serves as the natural culmination of her journey. But it's not the mere fact of her death that makes the ending so brilliant. Instead, it's her reaction to it, her acceptance, even celebration, of the self-destruction she orchestrated, that elevates the conclusion to something truly profound. This moment perfectly aligns with the climactic scene of Swan Lake, where Odette tragically sacrifices herself. Nina's final words, "I felt it. It was perfect," are the crowning moment of her descent into madness. A final expression of the psychosis that her obsessive drive for the perfect performance has wrought. Though she's in excruciating pain and teetering on the edge of consciousness, none of it matters to her. In that fleeting instant, Nina believes she has achieved the perfection she has spent her life chasing, no matter the cost. If the film had ended with Nina simply lying unconscious on the mattress after her fall, the moment would have lacked the same emotional weight. Instead, the choice to blur the line between triumph and tragedy reinforces the thematic heart of the story. Nina's end is not just the culmination of her obsession but also a chilling commentary on the devastating price of artistic perfection. With its unforgettable final moments, Black Swan leaves viewers grappling with the same questions it explored throughout. How far is too far in the quest for greatness? And is perfection ever truly worth the cost? This layered, thought-provoking ending is what solidifies Black Swan as a modern masterpiece. How the Black Swan ending was received. Black Swan was met with widespread acclaim upon its release in 2010, earning a string of prestigious accolades, including Natalie Portman's Academy Award for Best Actress. The film also garnered Oscar nominations for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Cinematography, and Best Film Editing. While the overall response to Black Swan was overwhelmingly positive, surprisingly, its ending doesn't often take center stage in discussions about the film's success. That's not to say the ending was overlooked or unsatisfying, far from it. The conclusion of Black Swan is widely regarded as a masterful and fitting culmination of the story. It tied the narrative together with a hauntingly cohesive finish that captured the dark, psychological horror at the film's core. Nina's tragic yet poetic fate perfectly aligns with the movie's central themes, and a happier resolution would have undercut the emotional weight and disturbing beauty of the story. Critics and audiences alike admired the ambiguity of the ending, noting how it leaves viewers unsettled, ensuring the film closes on a powerfully jarring note. The reason the ending doesn't dominate discussions is likely because other aspects of the film steal the spotlight. Natalie Portman's transformative performance, for instance, is almost universally cited as the heart of Black Swan's brilliance. Similarly, Matthew Libatique's stunning cinematography and Darren Aronofsky's bold direction frequently receive praise. When the ending is mentioned, it's usually in the context of how it complements the overall narrative rather than as a standalone highlight. Negative responses to Black Swan are rare, but those who didn't connect with the film typically critique it as being overhyped rather than targeting specific elements like the ending. These critiques often stem from the film's cultural dominance at the time of its release rather than the quality of the movie itself. Ultimately, the ending of Black Swan is a perfect fit for the story Aronofsky set out to tell: unsettling, ambiguous, and deeply haunting. While it may not always be singled out as one of the greatest finales of the 2010s, it remains an integral piece of what makes Black Swan such an unforgettable cinematic masterpiece.